Perfect. Let's just dive in. Yes.
Great. Let's get started. So, Revi, what sparked your interest in energy healing? Was there a specific moment in your teenage years that set you on this path?
Definitely, definitely. So, at the age of, I think I was about 14 years old when I started experiencing really sharp pain in my shoulder blade, and it was getting worse and worse and worse. And at the age of 16, like nobody knew, they couldn't find anything with me. I kept doing testing, testing, testing. Nothing was wrong, and I literally was able at 16 to train my brain that if I tell myself that I'm not in pain, I wasn't in pain. And that was mind blowing to me because I would go through full days of being busy throughout the day, not feeling the pain until I went home at the end of the day. And that's when it was like, boom, I'm in pain. And I actually was in pain all day. I just didn't feel it. And so when I was 18 years old, and reality changed. I finished finished high school and got out to the world. They actually found that I had some kind of inflammation in my blood, and they were in my blood, and they were trying to find out what was going on at that time. I actually started going on pain medication because the doctor wanted to give me something for the inflammation. And then at one point when they did imaging, they told me they suspected I had a mass on my spine. And it took about 3 weeks back then to get into an MRI machine. It was more than 30 years ago, which I did, and it took 3 weeks where I every night, or as far as I remember, it was every night. I was talking to the universe and asking greater power to let me live because I just wanted to live. I didn't want to go away, and I was too scared. I was terrified. But the thing is, after 3 weeks, when I went back to the doctor, there was no mass on my spine. There was absolutely nothing. It was like it just went away. And of course, I was happy, but the pain was still there. And that's when my parents decided to take me to the first holistic doctor that I've ever seen, holistic therapist that did several things, including energy work and acupuncture and diet change and like all that. And all of a sudden, 4 or 5 years of pain just vanished in a month. My pain was gone in 1 month, and I was blown away. And I have to say that since that day, I've been going to holistic therapist my entire life until I got to the point in my life where everything changed again, and then I decided to take on that journey. But I'm gonna go back to you now and see if you have something to ask me about that.
Wow, that's an incredibly powerful story, Revi. It's amazing how you managed to train your mind to cope with pain at such a young age. What was it like when you first started exploring holistic therapies? Did you feel an immediate connection to this approach?
I did actually. I'm glad you're asking it. I not only a connection. I remember myself, and again, I was maybe 19 years old when I went to the first one, asking the therapist so many questions. I was so intrigued. Like I didn't know how she was getting to those messages, and how my body was telling her what I needed to do and what she needed to do, and how she was able to help me so quickly. So I really remember asking her tons of questions. It really, really intrigued me. So yeah, I felt an instant connection to energy healing.
It sounds like you were truly drawn to it from the start. Your curiosity and the instant connection you felt with energy healing clearly set the stage for your journey. How did this initial experience shape your path moving forward, especially as you started learning more about energy healing and holistic practices?
Um, so basically,
I'm all ears, Revi. It's fascinating how these early experiences can shape our entire journey. Please continue.
Thank you, Bruce. So, throughout my years, every time I was facing something that either sometimes the doctor can't figure it out, or there's a pain and I didn't want to take medication, or because I was never big on medications, then I would go to a holistic therapist. Of course, I moved through places my entire life. I moved a few times the continents, and so sometimes I couldn't find the right one, and so I had to search for them. But I always trusted holistic therapists, especially if I felt that I was connecting to them. And I think for me, there were many times that I would go to somebody and go, okay, this is not the right one. I need to move on to the next one. But I was always highly connecting to that energy. So, but it did take me 30 more years to figure out that I wanted to do it. I kind of knew that I wanted to do it, but I think just life took me, a different direction. And I know that when it was the right time, that's what brought me back to that path of holistic healing and energy healing.
It's wonderful how life can bring us back to our true calling, even if it takes some time. Your journey really highlights the power of trusting your intuition and staying open to new paths. How did you finally decide to take the leap and pursue energy healing as your own practice?
So a few years ago, I started going within. I started asking those questions. What am I here for? What is my role on this earth? I worked for corporate world so many years, and then I had my own brick and mortar store. But I felt like I wasn't I wasn't happy as far as I felt like there was something bigger, and it sounds trivial, but I just felt like I needed to do something else. So I started going within. I started taking courses. I started meditating every day, and I started small, because I always thought that I couldn't meditate because my brain always works like 24/7. And so I found that I could start small and start with a minute, and then go up to 2 minutes and 3 minutes and 4 minutes, and guided meditation, which really help you concentrate on the voice, right? So your brain doesn't run away, right? So your mind comes back to the voice, which was really helped me get to deeper places and helped me connect to my highest self. And as again, I did take some classes as well, and every single one just brought me to I want more. I wanted more knowledge. I wanted more. I wanted more, and I wanted more. And then one day it just hit me, and I said, I'm connecting so much. I need to study energy healing. And so I just set an intention. And I said, I'm going to set an intention, and one day it's going to come to me, because I didn't know what I wanted to learn. I did know that I didn't want to take Reiki, just because when I was younger, I did go to a Reiki therapist and nothing happened. So for me, it was obvious that I needed to learn something else. I just didn't know what. So, of course, just a couple of months later, the answer just came to me from a friend asking me, have you heard of 13th octave Lao Chi? And that's when everything started shifting in that direction. And I started learning about it. And she actually gave me a name for a teacher that I connected with. And from there, it was just an avalanche of events that was just happening one after the other, after the other. And then that was it.
That's incredible, Revi. It's amazing how your journey unfolded so naturally once you set that intention.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like everything aligned perfectly to lead you to 13th octave Lao Chi. How has embracing this energy healing modality impacted your life and those around you?
So it's very funny, because the 13th octave Lao Chi basically takes you to the 13th octave, takes you into the 7th dimension, which is a really high frequency. So in addition to other modalities where you find the balance between the mind, body, and spirit, this one adds the spirituality aspect to it, because it's connecting us to the higher realms. So add the balance of the, physical, emotional, and mental, and add the spiritual aspect to it. So since actually I was initiated into the modality with my husband as well, And since then, I've also initiated my son, who really, really connected with it. And it's just been an amazing journey of um, really changing our mindset in our family. I mean, my kids are older, they're 27 and 24, but the whole relationship and our whole entire being has changed since we've started, communicating with our highest self and with the angelic realms. And it's just been life changing for us. And I'm learning every single day, and it's almost like I'm channeling their messages every single day. So like every day when I sit in my office and I'm like, okay, what do I want to learn today? What do I want to talk about to my followers today? What do I want to say today? And just every day, everything is like channeling through me. And the same happens with my clients, either if they come here in person, or I have clients that I have sessions with and they're remote, and I have clients in other continents. So it's amazing how we're all connected, and how I get to learn more and more about that every single day. But it's not only the connection, it's the messages that I keep getting every day. I can have a session with somebody who is in South Africa, and we're connecting like crazy. And like the other day, I was sending her heart because I could feel her, and she felt it. And we were texting each other after that. Um, when you start connecting to those realms, and you start having all these understandings and aha moments, your life changes, and you see everything in a different light. And I know that my experiences in my life, they all brought me here. So even the experience of um, having a cancer scare as a kid brought me here for a reason. The experiences of not being able to find sometimes the right healer, energy healer, or holistic healer, brought me here. Learning more about me, about my soul origin, about my husband's soul origin, my kids' soul origins. Those things just changed our lives dramatically in a matter of months. And it's humbling. It's humbling, Bruce.
Your journey is truly inspiring, Revi. It's clear how deeply connected you are to this path, and the impact it has had on you and your family is incredible. Thank you for sharing this. If there's anything else you'd like to dive into, or any specific part of your story you'd like to highlight, feel free to let me know.
Thank you, Bruce. I'll talk to you soon.